Hello and welcome. In this video, we are discussing about SAP ABAP native SQL overview. So the term native SQL refers to all statements that can be statically transferred to the native SQL interface of the database interface. Native SQL statements do not fall within the language scope of ABAP and do not follow the ABAP syntax. ABAP merely contains statements for isolating program sections in which native SQL statements can be listed. Application programs, ABAP dictionary, R3 system programs, native SQL, OpenSQL, native SQL module, OpenSQL modules, table module, buffer management, database specific layer, database interface, standard SQL, dynamic embedded and relational database. So in native SQL, mainly database specific SQL statements can be used, and these are transferred unchanged from the native SQL interface to a database system and executed. The full SQL language scope of the relevant database can be used, and the addressed database tables do not have to be declared in the ABAP dictionary. There is also a small set of SAP specific native SQL statements that are handled in a specific way by the native SQL interface. So to use a native SQL statement, you have to precede it with the execc SQL statement and end with the end execc statement. So the syntax is execc SQL performing form native SQL statement end execc. And these statements define an area in an ABAP program where one or more native SQL statements can be listed, and the statements entered are passed to the native SQL interface and then processed as follows. So all SQL statements that are valid for the program interface of the addressed database system can be listed between execc and end execc. In particular the DDL, data definition language statements. And these SQL statements are passed from the native SQL interface to the database system largely unchanged. And the syntax rules are specified by the database system, especially the case sensitivity rules for database objects. And if the syntax allows a separator between individual statements, you may include many native SQL statements between execc and end execc. SAP specific native SQL language elements can be specified between execc and end execc, and these statements are not passed directly from the native SQL interface to the database, but they are transformed appropriately. Example: SPFLI is a standard SAP table that is used to store flight schedule information, and this is available within R3 SAP systems depending on the version and release level. And you can view this information when you enter the table name SPFLI into the relevant SAP transaction such as SC11 or SC80, and you can also view the data contained in this database table by using these two transactions. Report demo is a demo native _SQL, data begin of WA, con ID type SPFLI -con ID, city from type SPFLI -city from, city2 type SPFLI -city2 end of WA, data C1 type SPFLI -char ID value LH, execc SQL performing loop _ output, select con ID, city from, city2 into WA from SPFLI where char ID equal to C1, end execc, form loop _ output, write -WA -con ID, WA city from, WA city2 end form. So the above code produces the output 0400 Frankfurt, New York, 2402 Frankfurt, Berlin, 0402 Frankfurt, New York. So this was a brief discussion on SAP ABAP native SQL overview, and we will be discussing more on SAP ABAP in the upcoming videos. Thanks for watching this video. Bye for now.